Hello, hey, how are you, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Media and Marketing Broadcast. Here we are live on Facebook as always. You can see us out on Facebook. You can also see us on YouTube and, of course, out on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and other locations. And the beauty of this is I'm sitting here with a microphone in the digital marketing studio here in Los Angeles. I'm speaking to you live, but I'm then taking this recording and basically publishing this out to the multiple locations. And that's how I'm reaching a broader and broader audience. And I love you guys for coming in here and supporting this show and also tweeting, sharing, commenting, liking, subscribing, reviewing. Absolutely just floored by this. And by the way, if you didn't know this, this is coming to you from chaosmap.com. That is the agency, the agency in Los Angeles that I'm a founder of and a creative director. So happy to jump on there. Our team is ready to help you out and see if you have any issues and any questions that could help you propel your business forward. So without further ado, let's get into today's episode, which is, this ongoing discussion. We get this often at the agency. Which platform is best? What gets you maximum result? Is it Google or is it Facebook? Which one should I start with? My business is X, my business is Y. Where should I start? And this gets into a bigger discussion about comprehensive marketing strategies and goals and basically milestones that you're trying to reach for your business. And I'm not going to go through that process here today. I just really love this infographic from ThinkDigi, and you'll get access to that, provided the link in the show notes. And I just wanted to take you through this because it really calls out some very, very big differences, but also some complementary ones. And let's do that right now. So if you're live, you're watching this with me. On the left side, we have Facebook, and it is about brand awareness. On the right-hand side, in green, we have Google, and Google is about instant results as you type. And really the sort of overarching theme on this is on the left side, Facebook is interruption driven. So you're not really looking here. It's more, you're scrolling, thumb scroll, right? And something catches your eye. And depending on that visual medium, whether it's a video or static or carousel, otherwise, you'll stop and you may click on it or you may not, right? It's called an impression. While on the right-hand side, Google, it's intent driven, meaning psychologically, you're really actually looking, hence Google search, right? That's the term right there. And in that case, you can actually have ads appear at the top or at the bottom in the Google search result and results, and you will not be charged for that, right? So you're still seeing the ad, but you're actually not charged until you click. That is a big distinction. So between the psychological aspects, how these two platforms communicate with you as a human, as well as the platform from a technical perspective, impression-based versus, they're both impression-based, but Facebook charges you per impression, CPM per 1,000, right? So you could have 1,000 people that see your ad, technically speaking, right? But they may not click on it, but you still get charged. In Google, you can have 1,000 impressions as well, and nobody clicks on it, but you will basically have no charge in that case. You only get charged when you click on it. So for Facebook, then, all these ad targeting options are about psychographics. They're geo-targeting, obviously, demographics, custom audiences. Custom audiences is huge. Retargeting is one of the biggest things that you'll ever implement in a positive direction for Facebook. And it tends to work even better than Google in some cases. But this is all relative because it depends on the campaigns, depends on the products, depends on the markets. But over on the right-hand side, we also have geo-targeting. We have demographics. Customer match is the equivalent of custom audience from Facebook. And of course, it's all about the keywords. On Facebook, folks will mention keywords as well, but we really talk about interests there, interest buckets, right? And Google also has retargeting, and that too, depending on the campaign, can actually work extremely well. But retargeting works so well because that's ultimately where you have built up a bigger know, like, and trust factor. So that's kind of where it stands. But ultimately, which campaign works better for you? Well, it's going to be based on the marketplace. It's going to be based on your audience, where they live. And it's going to also be based on a combination of factors, which basically include the biggest factor, I would say, in general, for anything that we do is to test this. Now, we know that certain industries lend themselves easier to a Google type of business, so which, of course, there's a lot of business to business on that side, as it is on LinkedIn. Facebook is more sort of, B2C, I would say, but there's definitely a lot of B2B being transacted on Facebook as well. But you have the notion of pages and post engagements on Facebook, retargeting, as I mentioned, the video ads and the carousel ads, very, very powerful if they're done right. You also have what we do a lot with local businesses, lead ads. It's basically lead forms that sit right in the environment and drive leads straight into the business and their CRM. On the Google side, very sales driven, as I mentioned, through the search ads and the video ads on YouTube, and also the massive amounts of impressions that you can create for your brand and clicks at a very low cost using the display network, display ads, right? That's a Google display network. And whether you're using a retargeting tactic there or you're driving cold traffic, it is massive. There's over 2 million sites and of various levels of quality, but it's in the Google network that you can basically pick and choose to where you want to be shown. So I just wanted to make this known to you that the platform itself, depending on what you're looking at, is not going to be the sort of the X factor, I guess I should say. You have these available to you. You should definitely test. You should definitely, before you kick anything off, do your market research and do a validation of your mathematics, essentially, before you kick it off. Understanding your average order value, understanding your goal CPA, cost per lead, depending on what business you're in. And also, of course, assign proof of concept funnels. You have to assign budgets. You have to understand and know, what levels of risk you want to, work with. Ultimately, though, what we want this to be for you is some platforms that ultimately yield returns for future investment, because marketing should really not be an expense at this level. You should get to a point where once you invest $1 in, you get $2 back out. 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 5, 10 to 1, right? So return on ad spend, and over time, the lifetime value of the customer will yield higher and higher ROI as you progress. So I just wanted to make sure you understood the differences, and that there really is not a finite, for this particular market or this particular product, it's only Facebook. And for this other one here, it's only Google. You should test it, but you should also make sure that you use retargeting and remarketing, which is really Google's term, to drive traffic. So if somebody comes in through Facebook to your website, and the pixel fires, well, that's great for Facebook, but you should also make sure that you have the Google pixel fired and any others. You may have native advertising with Taboola or Outbrain. You may have the LinkedIn pixel running, which you should. Twitter, perhaps, Pinterest. There's many different platforms here. Ultimately, though, what you want to do is put these pixels and these pieces of code out there through Google Tag Manager. By the way, you can go back to a previous episode, and I talk all about how to do this with Google Tag Manager. That was several months ago, to make sure you use this container system from Google to deploy all these scripts out for you and start building this behind the scenes. I know I went through a lot of stuff right there, but this is ideation. This is ideas and generation of sort of concepts that you can then apply to your business, and realize that while there are many moving parts here, you want to always start simple. So if you want to start out with Facebook, because this has worked for other markets and for your competitors, and that's where they live, well, start there. If you are a larger media company, you definitely are going to be entrenched in these platforms already. If you are not, of course, then you have an opportunity to scale by adding more platforms and making it work, and then scale. So if you want to learn more about this, and also if you want to have a deeper discussion on it, you can head on out to chaosmap.com, chaosmap.com. And of course, if you'd like to, head on out to chaosmap.com/talk, where you can actually set up a quick appointment for the calendar, and we can talk about these things and also what it means for you in the context of your business. That's going to be very, very important. And that means you do heavy research on this to come up with essentially not only your marketing strategy, but your funnel flow, to understand and really break out your marketing side of the house as well as your sales side of the house. So that is the marketing process and the sales process, because of course, driving any amounts of traffic to your business without a sales process well defined, attaching numbers across those funnels in terms of conversion rates, and also return on ad spend and ROI over time through the lifetime value of that customer. None of this is going to work unless you do that math. And that means math and psychology. I talk about that also here on these shows, because those two together, once you have sort of mapped it out, you got some magic going on. And that's what we want, right? Magic, magic, magic. And actually, by that time, we wouldn't even call it magic, because you've just been smart about it and it's totally working. So very, very cool, people. Well, hey, thank you again for joining me here today on the Media and Marketing Podcast and out on Facebook and on YouTube. Really appreciate it. And hey, if you have a moment, would love it if you gave a review on the podcast there. And, maybe even just subscribe. How about that? How about them apples? All right. Well, hey, we're out of here, and busy times here. July is just a rocking month for us. So, hey, we'll talk to you soon. By the way, if you are in Los Angeles, just a quick note here. There is an event coming up that I'm holding next week on Facebook, actually 1 week from today. Shoot us a message over on support@chaosmap.com and find out about that. It's totally free. That's a lunch and learn event, and there'll be lunch and food served. How about that? So there's just a lot going on. We love it, and I love making these for you. Hope you're having a great day, evening, or night. Take it easy. Yawn out. Later.